Hey guys, what's up? It's February 25th, 2019, 3:12 p.m. This is episode 390. We're 10 away from that 400 where I thought we were like 40 videos ago. I woke up last night about about 10:30 p.m. I went to sleep about 7:30. I was really tired. And I slept a lot this weekend. It's like it caught up to me. And then I was tired all over again this morning. Because I didn't go back to sleep. I started working around midnight. But I wasn't really so much in love with the cartoon that I was drawing. And it was a good cartoon, I think. I just wasn't into it so much. And then I got this idea. And I scratched it, threw away the video that I was making. And I started on this about maybe two-ish. I finished it around a little bit around 8 because I was doing some procrastinating. And I was trying to figure out how to draw dogs all over again. For some reason I couldn't draw dogs. Well, I can draw dogs, but just drawing attack dogs while they're attacking, I was having a hard time. So, are you guys ready for the Trump-Kim summit? The bromance continues. And I was wondering if I should do something on this. I was thinking about Venezuela. I was thinking about the climate change panel. And there's probably a couple other things I was thinking about, but now I can't remember. But I had my idea for the next cartoon, and I got it from the Oscars. That was the thing I was thinking about. I was thinking about the Oscars last night. But the Oscars don't really excite me. And there are so many cartoons of Jussie Smollett receiving an Oscar award for Best Actor. I've seen at least 17 of those. Okay, maybe more like 3 or 4, but still. And I've done Oscar cartoons in the past, but to me there wasn't really anything special to take away. But now I got something, so I'm going to see what I do with that later. Let's do some shout-outs. We have a longish video today. We were like right at 14 minutes. I take so long drawing dogs. And near the end of this, it's like my computer was freaking out. And at first I thought it was me because I was really tired. And I was like, I wanted to go to sleep, and I still had to finish the cartoon. Still had to finish coloring it. And I had to, my dog just went out working out here. And still had to write the column. Everything. And I'm still going through all these measures of editing it myself. And Frank keeps sending me stuff that a normal person could understand, but I can't. With all these, like, he's used like 3 different programs. And I'm just using one of those 3 at this point. This is like getting into like the other ones in conjunction all together. I'm just like, I don't know. So, anyway, but when the computer started flipping out, at first I thought it was my eyes. I was just like, the screen was kind of like shaking a little bit, the image. And so, at that point, I killed the recording of it. And it was still giving me problems, because every time I moved the canvas, it jumped somewhere else that it just wanted to go. It's just like, we don't want to go there. You won't see that, because I stopped recording before that. And there's no rough to this one. I just didn't think about it. I didn't send it to be proofed until the whole thing was finished. Alright, let's do some shoutouts. Alright, Robert Cortino said, my wife, with the last cartoon, I should go back, that was about the unhappy endings, Robert Kraft being arrested, and I threw in stuff about Alexander Acosta, Trump's labor secretary, R. Kelly, who's still in jail because he can't come up with his $100,000 bail money. Sorry. I'll get over it. And Nike with the exploding shoe. Nike's probably the least offensive person in that whole cartoon. But Robert Cortina said, my wife says I should spell this out. The Secretary of Labor was a prosecutor who allowed a billionaire pimp to employ underage girls as prostitutes with only a virtual slap on the wrist. He also never informed the victims of the cushy plea deal. All of that is true. Robert Cortino's wife is very smart, and I'm glad that that she catches all that. What Acosta did was illegal. You need to inform the victims of plea deals. He did not do that. Apparently, he was pressured, intimidated by rich people. Yeah, that's you gotta do it in a day. You can stick whatever you want, whatever girls, no matter how old they are. Because you're a rich billionaire bastards. Yeah. Hope nobody ever finds out. Yeah, and the guy was sent to jail, like out of county jail, and he was allowed to leave at 12 hours a day. He was in there for like a year or half a year, and 13 months, according to Robert Coutinho right here, and that's true because I remember reading that. And that's not being in jail; that's just where you sleep if you're allowed to leave for 12 hours a day. And Robert Coutinho pointed that out. So, and now Acosta is the Secretary of Labor for DJT. DJT. That's how Coutinho referred to him. And Robert Coutinho would not be surprised if DJT visited Epstein's place. I wouldn't either. Or I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't visit Mar-a-Lago. And Etz came in and says, hi Etz. Says, is that the place Robert Kraft gets his balls deflated? Man, there's like a gazillion deflated ball jokes on Twitter and Facebook. I even made one. I think I've made the very, very first one, though. Which I know is not true, but I hadn't made it before, so anyone else's. And President Oso said I deserved the night off, which I did. I took Saturday night off. And I did have some ice cream. I had some food. And I watched a movie, but I wasn't that much into it. I watched Rango. And I was just losing interest like crazy. I was just like bored. They got this app on my new TV called Tubi, or Tubi, Tubi, and there's a bunch of movies on there, but they're pretty much just like Prime. But instead of watching it on my computer, I can watch it on my TV. So anyway, free stuff. Ariel didn't comment more yesterday or today or whenever. She had a bad day. And she wanted to comment so nobody would think she was dead. If you didn't comment, I would be scared. I'd be very, very nervous, especially if the video had been out there for a day or so. I'd be like, where's Ariel? Ariel? Where's my Ariel? Where's my Ariel? Made me think about Oreos. Where's my Oreos? I don't like Oreos. Alright. Ariel said, I don't think there's been a pedophile yet who has come out and said, yeah, you got me, I did it. I don't know a lot of pedophiles that I'm aware of, but I can't think of one either. I did like the imagery of this with the flags and the wall in this cartoon. They just kind of popped out to me after it. It's like the cartoon needed more stuff. And also the tie seems crazier than normal, than usual. That was cool. Oh, did I tell you guys that that I was hired by CNN to do a cartoon? I didn't make a video of it. Because we were just going back and forth so much, I didn't want to leave the program up hanging and everything. But yes, CNN hired me to do a cartoon for them, and it ran Sunday. I don't know why they came after me. Maybe because I heard that at work fast, because they called me up and said, hey, can you do it within the next 24 hours? And do you have any ideas right now? And then maybe wait all day. Jill Ferguson. Hi, Jill Ferguson. Came in and said, I just want to let you know that I enjoy watching the process you go through when you draw a cartoon. I also enjoy the commentary you provide both on your YouTube channel and on your blog. Well, thank you very much, Jill. I really super duper appreciate that. Thank you for coming in, Jill, and giving a comment. And Ariel and Robert Coutinho and President Oso and Etz. Yeah, I believe that's all. That's all we got today. I got some things in this cartoon for a Kenta to count. She can count dogs, but I already counted them because I was just curious, and now I can't remember how many there are. And actually, when I was coloring them, and I was going back, and I was erasing, like, the color from the eyeballs and the teeth, and I'd scroll over, and I was like, oh, there's another dog! There's another dog! Kept drawing dogs. It's kind of like whenever my dog had 12 puppies, and I was like, why dogs keep coming out of the dog? There's another dog! And that's when I got Chubbs. So Chubbs was one of those puppies. That's when my baddie was dying. It's taking a long time with this one. In May, It will be officially 3 years that I started drawing digitally. I have not gone back to paper. Not at all. And every single cartoon since I got the Surface Pro has been drawn on the Surface Pro. And I'm wondering how much longer this thing has. It's 3 years old. So, I don't know. Maybe I should talk to somebody who knows about this kind of stuff. So I don't know if I should start looking for a new one or just keep on trucking with this one. Other than the whole shaky thing it was doing last night after running for like 10 hours, it was fine, you know. It wasn't 10 hours, like 8 hours. But yeah, most of the time it's just rock solid. Yes, Coca-Cola. Oh god, I needed a shot. Oh god. I haven't had any real alcohol in like 3 weeks. And the bad thing is, I bought some alcohol last weekend. And I got these 2 bottles of wine that I've had for like a month. I'm gonna save for something. And but I bought some White Russian stuff on a whim because I went to a liquor store with my friends, Joy and Dallas. And while we were there, it's like, hey, I'm gonna get some White Russian shit. And I haven't made any White Russians, but I bought some White Russian shit. So, and I always have milk for coffee. So one night I'm gonna have a White Russian. That's too delicious. I haven't had a White Russian in years. You can't drink White Russians when you go out though, unless you're just going out for a drink. Because after you do a White Russian, and then if you do another one, you're messed up. So you can't do them. And plus they're expensive. So yeah, not really a drink for me in the bar. Color my dogs. Or as they said in Snatch, dags. You like dags? That's a great movie. So, yeah, Kim Jong-un, he's actually executed people by dogs. And a couple people point out my blog, you know, that they wonder if they eat the dogs whenever the dogs are done eating the victims. And that is not a racist Asian joke, because in North Korea they do eat dogs. In fact, people are not allowed to own dogs. And no surprise that in a nation where people are starving, people don't have dogs. People do eat dogs. So there's probably not a whole lot of dog eating in South Korea, you know. And dog eating is not big in Asian cultures. It's not. There's a few countries that do it. Like in China, it's still done. Owning dogs is not very popular in cities. And I think in North Korea they're not even allowed to own a dog. People can't have pets. I bet there's some people, farmers, who have them out in the country and stuff. But yeah, not a lot of dog ownerships. It tells you a lot about society. Donald Trump doesn't like dogs, and here's an entire country that not allowed to own dogs. So hey, you have a lot in common with them. But I was thinking, you know, Trump would probably like to do this technique with all his critics. People he says deserves retribution for criticizing him. That's what he said about SNL. And he's tried to intimidate Michael Cohen from testifying, like something bad is going to happen to your father-in-law and the rest of your family if you testify. And now Dan Coates might be fired because he said that North Korea were very, very unlikely for them to denuclearize. I had to throw in a couple of little doggies in there. Little puppies. A couple of mean-ass puppies. Cartoon, folks, we're done. Yeah, we're done. I gotta tell you though, the North Korean flag is a good looking flag. Yeah, it is. It looks good next to the American flag. It just does. Just visually speaking, doesn't look good in the whole scheme of things. But yeah. Anyway, leave a comment and you will get a shout out. And do me a favor, click that red button and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And come back and listen to me say some more crazy shit. Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day.